Supersonics money transfer ñoo leen indil xéewal bu rëy jëmale ko ci tabaski bi ñuy digmal léegi say mbokk ak sa ay am di jàmm mën nañ la yónnee xaalis bàyyee ko foofu ca Europe US Canada wala Switzerland te duñ ci fay dara waaw li ko waral mooy mbootaay yónneekaay xaalis bi gën a màgga ci Gambia ñoo leen ko indil gaaw na wóor na noppale na te amul benn jafe-jafe bi ci nekk kon nag yéen mbokk yi ak am di jàmm yi jaratut ngeen di xalaat ci boo leen di yónnee xaalis fii ci biir réewi Gambia bàyyeekoo foofu ca Europe US Canada wala Switzerland ci tabaski bi ñuy digmal saytaleen ñu ci Google Play Store wala Apple Store ngeen mën a am suñ app bi di Supersonic Money Transfer app ndax ngeen mën a xéewalu ci xéewal bi ñu leen indil doolalal li nga moom Supersonics suma tabaski ren neex na.
Supersonics Money Transfer is giving you an unbeatable offer this Tabaski. Your family and friends can now send you monies from the whole of Europe, US, Canada, and Switzerland for absolutely free. Yes! This Tabaski, enjoy our safe, fast, reliable, and convenient money transfer service with the largest payout network in the Gambia at zero transfer charges. So your family and friends wouldn't have to worry about transfer charges when sending you monies from Europe, USA, Canada, and Switzerland this Tabaski. Visit the Google Play Store or the Apple Store today to download the Supersonics Money Transfer app and enjoy excellent money transfer services only with Supersonics. Support your own. Tabaski just got better with Supersonics Money Transfer.
Cabinet ministers, we have the Minister of Fisheries, our elderly statesman, the Honorable James Fumus Gomez. We have the Minister of Health, Dr. Ahmadulamin Samate. Our host minister is the Minister of Information and Communication Infrastructure, the Honorable Ibrahim Asila. We have Minister Gomez is assisted by his permanent secretary, Dr. Banja. We also have the directors, two directors from the Ministry of Water Resources who are also here. It's our pleasure to welcome you all here. To my left, I have the Director of Information Services, Madam Aisha Davis Ann, and of course the police also is represented by my friend and brother Ibrahim Abba, Assistant IGP from the Police Department. Ladies and gentlemen of the press corps, invited guests, welcome to the GRTS building for a very important press conference where the various ministries have actually collated developments that are unfolding in those ministries. The Honorable Minister of Information will very shortly read us out a statement that summarizes what happens across the spectrum in all the ministries in the Gambia. And then thereafter, he will read out a statement. After the statement, we will have the Honorable Minister of Fisheries. Then thereafter, the Minister of Health, Dr. Ahmad Lamid Samate, will give us an update on the COVID-19 pandemic. Among other things, transparency also means dialogue. Dialogue with people, particularly journalists. You are the interlocutors of the information we provide with the public. And we thought it fitting that today, we'll invite you. Also in our midst, you would notice our young people who have been recruited among several Gambians who applied to join the government to become information officers. We have maybe over 24 of them who are here, beautiful ladies, nice men, young guys. Welcome to the civil service, welcome to journalism, and welcome to the new Gambia. It's an open press conference. I would ask and indulge you as my colleagues to be very decorous, to exercise maximum propriety in the way you ask questions, and then to give chance to each other, that everybody would have a chance to ask one question. And we try and put the press conference at least under 1 hour. given that today is Friday and many people will be leaving for the Friday congregational prayers. I thank you and welcome to GRTS. Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Chairman. Mr. Chairman and spokesperson of the government of the Gambia, honorable ministers here present, the permanent secretary, Ministry of Fisheries and Water Resources, the two directors from the Ministry of Fisheries and Water Resources, the Director of Information Services, the Deputy IG present here, senior government officials, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the maiden edition of the Interministerial Press Conference coordinated by the Ministry of Information and Communication Infrastructure through the Office of the Government Spokesperson. This event is part of broader activities to articulate the programs and activities of the government of the Gambia for citizens to make informed choices. The government of the Gambia has committed itself to ensuring that this weekly interface becomes a routine process of working with the media to transmit public information to the entire public. The methodology of this engagement is that every Friday, government will be releasing a weekly roundup of important programs and activities that have been implemented or are being implemented across the broad spectrum of government ministries, departments, and agencies. I would like to read for you the weekly roundup from the various ministries, and we start with the Ministry of Women, Children, and Social Welfare. As part of efforts to support vegetable growers across the country, the Ministry of Women, Children, and Social Welfare has recently engaged women onion growers to buy all their produce at farm gate price. A total of 750 bags of 18 kilos of onion was bought from women producers in different parts of the country. The Ministry of Women, Children, and Social Welfare, having seen the attendant benefits associated with this arrangement, has now decided to work with the private sector in collaboration with the Ministry of Trade to facilitate the purchase of locally produced onions across the Gambia. Efforts have now begun to form the women producers into cooperatives to ensure that there are enough locally produced onions in the country that will be bought directly by the private sector. In order to ensure sustainability of this initiative, government will from now on place a moratorium on the importation of onions into the country when the locally produced ones are being harvested. Ministry of Health and Social Welfare. As part of efforts to effectively combat the COVID-19 pandemic, the government of the Gambia has commenced paying honorarium to COVID-19 frontline workers. An amount of $100 million has been put aside for this activity. The frontline workers have been categorized into 4 groups as follows: low risk, moderate risk, high risk, and high-risk flows. The payment of the COVID-19 honorarium to frontline health workers is part of government's decision to supplement the good efforts that healthcare personnel are doing in this critical period. Government continues to be fully engaged in the fight against COVID-19. The Ministry of Health, together with its partners, is accelerating the public information campaign for the general public to be fully sensitized and compliant with the preventative rules set out by the WHO to protect themselves against the virus. The Ministry of Higher Education, Research and Technology. The Ministry of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology, MOHAST, has recently paid over $12,900,000 to non-government funded Gambian students studying abroad. A total of 836 Gambian students in different parts of the world benefited from this package with a $300 one-off payment. This was part of government's initial response to support non-government funded students abroad. Currently, the Ministry of Higher Education is pursuing additional funds for the remaining set of students who are yet to receive the first phase. Similarly, the Higher Education Ministry was able to fast-track the annual top-up stipend for the academic year 2019 to 2020, amounting to over $16 million for 321 students, equivalent to $317,680. These said students are the ones who have gone through the Ministry through bilateral cooperation and are not supposed to benefit from the COVID-19 support. These students are in Sudan, India, Tunisia, Morocco,